Welcome back to another video from Lord Gizmo. Today, we follow a self-taught Japanese craftsman who spends 37 days turning an old one-ton Nissan pickup into a hand-built home on wheels. You won't believe how he managed to fit a fully functional loft camper onto such a small pickup truck. But before the camper build can even begin, the pickup is getting a fresh coat of paint to completely transform its look. With this sliding miter saw, he slices rows of shallow grooves into slim cedar sticks, each one costing barely more than $1. With a quick twist of a chisel, the waste pops out and leaves a clean notch. Carpenters call this a halving joint, and it lets two timbers lock together like puzzle pieces. Out on the truck bed, the notched timbers come together into a neat grid, the skeleton of the camper's floor. A few taps of the mallet seat every joint, and the frame squares itself up almost on its own. Thick plywood is cut to size and laid over the grid, and when he stands on it, the bouncy frame has become one stiff panel. Strength comes from surfaces, not from heavy beams. Day 2 brings the blue boards, 4-centimeter styrofoam, the same insulation that keeps houses warm in winter and cool in summer. One by one, the foam blocks drop into the grid pockets, and because every pocket is the same size, the cutting takes minutes instead of hours. Black, airtight tape seals every seam, a $4 step that blocks drafts and moisture for the life of the camper. A thinner plywood lid is screwed over the top. Heavier, red-stained beams go across the bed next because they create a gap under the base. So, one day, a simple car jack can lift the whole cabin off the truck. A dark protective coat finishes the base at around $150, and the foundation of this rolling house is complete. Day 3. And the walls begin the very same way. Grooves cut halfway through slim timbers on the miter saw. Every joint is chiseled and test-fitted by hand because walls that will shake down a highway cannot afford loose corners. Day 4, and the biggest wall stretches over 4 meters, too long to be easy, which is exactly why he builds it lying down first. The finished wall works as one strong surface, instead of leaning on fat posts. Day 5, the truck waits inside while the front wall, the one that will sit behind the cab, gets its own frame. That front panel is rolled with black outdoor paint, even though it will rarely see rain. Because the cheapest insurance in woodworking is a coat of paint. Raising the walls is the one job nobody can do alone, so a friend steadies each frame while the screws bite. One after another, the walls stand up on the truck bed and lock into the floor. And suddenly, the little pickup has a room on its back. Day 7 brings 9 more sheets of blue styrofoam, $10 each, cut to match the wall pockets exactly. Every square in the wall grid gets its own snug block of foam, slowly turning the skeleton into a thermos bottle on wheels. A tape measure checks each opening before cutting, because in a camper, every centimeter is either storage or wasted. Boards trimmed and painted black now will save him hours on the ladder later. He spaced his wall posts exactly 91 centimeters apart, so every panel edge lands on solid wood. Each sheet is cut with its window openings already marked, which beats cutting blind after the wall is up. The small box that hangs over the cab gets sheeted too. That overhang will become extra sleeping space, a classic camper trick. Inside, the last panels close up the walls, and the low pieces near the floor are trimmed to hug the truck bed. Window openings cut clean through, and he leans out of one to test the view. Day 11 moves indoors, where the framing gets black accents and the seams between foam panels are sealed tight. Wooden frames are glued into each window opening, giving the future glass a solid, straight home. Every opening is squared and checked twice, because a window that goes in crooked will leak forever after. A long ridge beam is lifted overhead, the backbone of a real triangular roof. His first camper had a flat roof that collected rain, so this time the roof slopes. Water should always be told where to go. By day 13, the plywood shell is complete. Now comes the white blanket, a breathable waterproof wrap that blocks rain from outside, but lets steam from cooking and breathing escape from inside. He wraps the whole wall first and cuts the window holes after. Trimming a sheet in place beats measuring it in midair every time. The wrap continues right over the cab box, stapled down fast with a staple gun. Then 2 real double glass windows go in. Factory made, $268 for the pair. His one big splurge, because openable airtight glass is worth every yen. Cedar boards he got by bartering, each one made to interlock with the next like flooring. The boards are squared up, and a third of them are painted deep black. He keeps to fewer than 3 colors, a designer's rule that keeps bold from turning messy. The first rows are nailed on at the bottom with stainless twisted nails. Shaped like tiny screws, they grip hard and never bleed rust down the wall. Row by row, the patchwork climbs around the window, and keeping those nail heads in a dead straight line is quiet, maddening, beautiful work. On the floor, he builds thick corner posts with holes drilled right through them. Remember those holes, because the law will make them important later. Boards are traced and trimmed to fit snugly around the window frames, where sloppy gaps would shout louder than anywhere else. By late day 16, the driver's side is nearly dressed, a wall of black and gold that no factory camper will ever wear. The last slivers are shaved to fit by hand. A perfect plan doesn't exist, he says, only perfect patience. Then comes a strange experiment. 2 boards side by side, one natural, one burned, and the burned one is about to win. This is yakisugi, the centuries-old Japanese art of charring cedar. After torching, the boards are hosed down and scrubbed clean. Oiled and dried, the charred boards shine like dragon scales. That burnt layer fights rot, insects, and even fire with 0 chemicals. Glue and dark boards continue around the rear corner, every row locked into the one below. And here is a lesson worth the whole video. He stops, sits in a camp chair, and just looks. Good builders spend almost as much time studying their work as doing it. Day 21 is spent overhead, screwing rib after rib across the rafters. 10 more cheap timbers doing a very grown-up job. From inside, the tall blue room now has a pointed ceiling like a little chapel. Hard to believe it all sits on a small pickup. Day 22. Roof plywood is cut on the ground and screwed down up top. The same surface strength trick, now tilted against the sky. Blue foam rides up next and slides between the rafters because heat escapes through a roof faster than anywhere else in a home. Sheet by sheet, the roof deck closes, solid enough for him to kneel and work on top of his own house. The odd triangles and corners get their own hand-cut foam pieces. Insulation only works if it's everywhere. Day 23 rolls out black roofing felt, stapled down quickly. The hidden layer that saves the roof if a tile ever leaks. The visible roof is a lightweight wavy tile called onduvila, sold at ordinary hardware stores, and light enough for one person to carry and cut. Day 24 opens a special box, a real skylight, made by the same roofing brand, so it clicks straight into the tile pattern. The black skylight frame nests into the tiles, and its clear panel is sealed along every edge. Strong cloth tape seals the layers around the opening before the frame goes down for good. More tiles travel up the ladder past the patchwork wall, and the green waves close over the last bare wood. Day 25 caps the peak with a ridge piece, covering the seam where the two slopes shake hands. $148, and free sunlight inside every single day from now on. The rear wall keeps filling in while he climbs up to admire the charred front. The skin of the house is nearly complete. Around the back door, warm, natural cedar goes up in vertical lines. He leaves this side unpainted, so the entrance greets you in the wood's own color. Small filler pieces are traced and grooved to fit, a jigsaw and a careful eye doing the job of expensive trim. The rear face fills in board after board, plain and calm, next to the bold sides. Every wall gets its own personality. Day 27 is sealing day. Black cork pressed into every gap, because water only needs one open seam. Masking tape protects the wood while he smooths the cork around each window. Clean lines are what separate handmade from homemade. Then, another long sit and stare from the camp chair. Day 28 tucks the final boards around the windows, and the charred strips get a protective coat of wax. Now his favorite craft project, dozens of little wooden slats, cut and glued, ready to become window shutters. Some slats take amber stain, some take black, the same patchwork language, now in miniature. On a marked panel, he lays a zigzag herringbone pattern piece by piece. Day 29 paints more slats black and lines up the hinges. All 3 handmade windows will cost him about $69 total. Black frames are glued, drilled, and offered up to the openings for a first fit. Up on the wall, each shutter is hung and swung, and look closely. Tiny, laser-burned truck symbols mark the boards, like a maker signing his work. Hinge nails are tapped home by hand, and true to his own strange rule, every screw head ends up hidden. Shutters open, shutters close, tight spots get shaved. A window you build yourself gets adjusted until it behaves. Day 30 brings the boldest pattern yet. Slats taped with careful diagonals, copied from a reference photo on his phone. Black paint goes over the tape, and the peel reveals a crisp diamond design, like a woven blanket made of wood. Inner frames are glued into the wall openings, pressed and held, while he checks every edge by eye. The herringbone panel earns its black border, ready to hang like a painting that opens. Frames are nailed up, corners squared, patterns matched. A small gallery of handmade windows takes shape on the floor. Tape guides neat beads of sealant around each panel, and a staple gun locks the layers together. Day 31 tackles the window beside the cab on a budget. A wooden frame built to hold clear acrylic plastic instead of pricey glass. The acrylic sheet is simply sandwiched between strips of timber. No fancy hardware, just clamping pressure and a good fit. Wrapped, faced with patchwork, and framed in black, the long acrylic window is done. Money saved exactly where a window never needs to open. He steps back, grins, and waves through the big opening. 31 days in, and the walls are wearing their Sunday best. The rear entrance gets its step-up test. Climbing into your own build never gets old. Day 32 lines up the finished shutters side by side. Herringbone, diamond, patchwork. 3 siblings in matching black frames. Shallow pockets are chiseled by hand, so each hinge sits flush. A hinge that sticks out will catch and tear. The back door gets its own artwork, vertical cedar crowned with a charred patchwork panel. Day 33 hangs the last shutter high on the wall. The diamond window swings open from inside, and a hand pokes out to wave. Every opening now has something handmade to close it. A spirit level rides along each frame as the shutters are trued up. On a vehicle, close enough, rattles loose by the second bump. From across the warehouse, the wooden house on the green truck finally looks finished. But the law has one more chapter, making it road legal. Legally, this cabin must count as cargo. So instead of bolting it to the truck, long bolts pass through those pre-drilled corner posts. Heavy hooks and eye bolts thread through the posts and tighten down with nuts. Under the bed, matching hooks find the truck's own tie-down points. Then, 4 heavy lashing belts, each rated to hold 4 tons, are thrown over and ratcheted tight, holding a house the way truckers hold cargo. Strong clips secure the final corners, and cabin and truck become one. He climbs into the driver's seat, rolls out of the warehouse, and for the first time, his hand-built home takes the open road. Day 35 turns a scrap log into a door handle. A latch is fitted to the door edge, and the last trim pieces take their black paint out on the gravel. Straps are checked once more, and panels line the inside of the door. Even the back of a door deserves a finished face. Behind the cabin, a little porch is born. Rich brown hardwood boards cut outside and laid into a warm entrance deck. The porch floor tightens up plank by plank, and a sliding bolt is drilled into the doorway. Steel edging is added along the border to protect the deck extension from wear and tear. A generous coat of outdoor varnish feeds the wood. Day 36 adds the jewelry, trim around the cab window, and a woven diamond panel mounted high on the rear like a family crest. The log handle and hook latches go on. The lock clicks into the cedar door, and the house can finally be locked like a house. Day 37 turns to electronics. A dash camera is wired in, its cables tucked invisibly along the wooden ceiling. Black steel edging dresses the lower skirt, and a small camera peeks out at the back, where the wooden wall stole the mirror's view. Inside the mirror, a screen now shows the road behind. Old school craftsmanship, new school eyes. The cab gets a refresh too. Black seat covers, a wood-lined ceiling, and little hand-oiled storage boxes. After 37 days, the camper is standing tall with an absolutely stunning exterior finish. But step inside, and it's still a total blank canvas. From the next day, the comfort work begins. These ceiling lights run on very little power, which matters when your whole house lives on batteries. Every wire is tucked away above the ceiling boards. Light comes down, but no cord is ever seen. Now, the walls. Red cedar planks, fired on with a cordless finish nailer. The nailer shoots pins thinner than a matchstick, so the wood face stays clean. Cedar is light, it laughs at moisture, and it fills the room with a forest smell. Around the windows, he cuts each plank to fit, row by row, like a puzzle with no picture. Where the ceiling meets the walls, thin gaps remain. The miter saw turns scrap into slim cover strips. That is a real builder's secret. Don't chase the perfect cut. Cover the seam, and nobody will ever know. Each strip gets a quick sanding so the paint will grab evenly. Then comes iron paint, a finish that turns plain wood into what looks like black steel. The window openings get neat frames and a coat of dark stain. Stain is not just for looks. It seals the wood where hands will touch it every day. With the walls dressed, he clears everything out. Time for the floor. Acacia floorboards go down on a bed of flooring glue. A rubber mallet taps each board home. Rubber, because a steel hammer would leave dents. The boards join with tongue and groove. A ridge on one edge slides into a slot on the next. That lock matters in a truck. The floor flexes on rough roads, and these joints keep it silent. Acacia is hard enough for boots and gear. Ceiling and floor together, about $650. Onto the bedroom, and the same red cedar for its walls. But here, he trades nails for glue. A nail could poke through to the finished side beyond. A bead of glue, press, hold. Slower than nailing, but the wall stays flawless. Notice he oils every board flat on the bench first, far easier than brushing overhead. The oil sinks in, deepens the grain, and guards against damp camping nights. Board by board, the little bedroom starts to glow like a mountain cabin. Next, the staircase. He builds black boxes that read like welded iron, but it is all cheap lumber and paint. Above the cab, thick joists go up for the loft. This frame will carry a bed and a sleeping man. He notches the beams into each other instead of trusting screws alone. Interlocked wood pushes against itself. It is the same idea old temple builders used. Then, the honest test. He climbs onto the bare frame. It does not creak or shift. If it holds a bouncing builder, it will hold a dreamer. Price check. The timber for this entire loft, about $22. Over the cab, the bed platform takes shape. He uses the same acacia as the floor, so no expensive board goes to waste. Each piece is measured against the wall and trimmed for a snug fit. Everything is screwed down tight. A bed that squeaks at every turn ruins good sleep fast. Now, the loft floor. Warm boards go down over the black joists. He runs them the long way, a small trick that stretches the room to the eye. One by one, the dark bones disappear under honey-colored wood. A black fascia board caps the edge, hiding all the cut ends in a single clean line. See the pattern. Dark lines, light wood. Contrast makes a tiny space feel bigger, not smaller. And with that, the upstairs of this rolling house is done. He checks each board with his hand. Glue plus screws means not one creak. Time to turn a platform into a bedroom. Mattress in, blanket on. The skylight sits right over the pillow, so he sleeps under the stars. Below the loft, a desk nook appears with a portable power station for quiet electricity. For the window, he built a curtain of wooden slats. $23. It rolls up on webbing straps like a tiny wooden garage door. Cloth curtains flap and fade. Wood hangs straight, blocks light, and matches the walls. Now, the lamps. An Edison bulb goes up first, $24 of warm golden glow. Beside the bed, a marine lamp, $43, built for ships so damp air can't touch it. Back to those stairs, because they pay rent too. Every step is a storage box with a lid. The power station hides inside one of them, out of sight but always working. Outlets are built right into the stair side. He can charge a phone from the staircase. And that flash of blue by the wall. A resin desk he poured himself. $155. It took 2 attempts. The first pour glued itself to the mold. Lesson learned, never skip release tape. Outside, he jigsaws pine boards into desktops and shelf pieces. Leftover cedar becomes a small slatted rack. In this build, scrap is just furniture waiting. He nails more offcuts by the window in a stepped pattern. Every piece wears a different stain, so the scrap pile ends up looking planned. Free wall art from wood most people would burn. Now outside, because a home needs one more thing: running water. At the tail of the truck, he frames a bay for the tanks. And he measures around the actual jugs, not from a guess. Build to fit the thing you own. The green jugs hold 20 liters each. $23 for fresh, $7 for waste. Three of them slide in like they were born there because the frame was sized around them. Masking tape first, black paint second. Razor straight lines without a steady hand. A small wooden stand lifts the fresh tank and a valve screws into its cap. The tanks slide home. This bay keeps sloshing water out of the living space. He runs tubing so used water drains by gravity to the waste tank. No buckets, no smells inside. Every fitting is connected and tightened by hand before anything gets closed up. The feed line clicks onto the tank cap. Simple parts, but placed with care. The shelf gets lined with waterproof sheet left over from the roof. He cuts it with a knife and tacks it down. Free protection against every drip. A plywood shelf is trimmed to size and slid into the frame. The panels get black paint on both faces, front and back. Two coats because this box rides outside in rain, sun, and road spray. The finished box is fastened into the alcove, a weather-tight garage for the water system. He tapes off every seam and guns in black silicone sealant. On a moving house, rain does not fall down. It attacks from every side at highway speed. Peel the tape away, and the lines are straight as a ruler. It looks factory-made. For the door, cedar offcuts are laid on plywood like puzzle pieces. He mixes the shades on purpose, then glues each block down. The patchwork door fits the frame, and the water bay starts to vanish into the wall. Next, entry stairs from 2 2x4s. Total cost, $7. He saws shallow cuts, then chisels out the notches. Paint makes the wood read as iron. The stringers lock together, the zigzag sides that will carry every step. Pine treads screw on, and then wooden dowels are tapped into every screw hole. He saws the dowels flush and the screws vanish. All you see is clean wood. Hinges go on, and the patchwork door swings onto the box. A black handle, a soft click, and the whole water system disappears into the scenery. The stairs hook over a rail on the truck bed. On in a second, off in a second. He climbs them fully loaded, solid as a porch step. For driving, they fold flat against the wall, and a latch pins them so nothing rattles. Shiny hinges get masked off and sprayed black to match. Small detail, but details are what make a build look bought instead of built. Now, the final boss. Air conditioning. The mounting plate goes up over the window. The indoor unit costs $311 and is sized for a small bedroom. Pipes and the drain hose feed through a single hole, then down inside the wall. The outdoor unit lands on top of the tank box. Every surface here does two jobs. He rented the flaring tools for $15 instead of buying them. Piping, $43. Cut, flare, connect, vacuum the line. The same 4 steps a licensed pro would do. Total camper, about $4,400. With the truck, $7,400. 850 kilos. Cool in summer, warm in winter. A hand-built home that can park anywhere the road ends.